Professor Wood stands out for his instrumental efforts in building the college and department of ECE into some of the best in the country, and has been the recipient of the Mortarboard Professor of the Year, UCSB Academic Senate Distinguished Teaching Award, and the UCSB Affiliate Professor of the Year Award. Roger, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
You're welcome.
You are one of the founders of the Electrical Engineering Department, now ECE, and the College of Engineering. What were the biggest challenges in establishing engineering here at UCSB?
Well, we started out with very little. I was here for I missed the first graduating class. I was here for the master's exam. I was here for the first PhD exam. I was on them, in fact, both committees. But the biggest thing is the arts and letters folks thought that this was going to be a small liberal arts school, and they didn't like the notion of engineering coming at all. So we caught a lot of grief from them. And the physics and math departments loved us on the one hand because we sent a lot of students to take their classes so that they could get more money that way, you know. But they didn't like the competition particularly. So it was interesting, and we were in the arts building, strange as that may seem, because it wasn't just fine arts, it was all the other practical arts, machinery, whatever, audiovisual, all of that.
You were the faculty advisor and served on and chaired numerous PhD and MS committees. Do you know for how many students?
No, I don't. I lost count, particularly on the master's student. I have no idea. That's astronomical.
And you must have many success stories to share.
Yes, I do. One that I want to share with Dan O as soon as I see him is I was just recently listening to some show on PBS. It may have been the NewsHour. I wouldn't be surprised. But anyhow, they were talking about some technical thing, and they called for another technical opinion, expert witness. And so we'll turn to Dr. Willie Chu of IBM. And I said, Willie Chu? And I looked and said, that's my Willie Chu. That's our graduate. And it says, IBM Research Vice President. So that's a success story, I think. And Itzhak Barpel, who made great contributions to the campus and payback for what he got. He did essentially in 1970, maybe somewhere along that line, did what is an early equivalent to the Prius, a DC gasoline electric hybrid. And he was top man in Westinghouse for them. He's retired at least once, and been very active in support of ECE.
Can you tell us about the role you play in providing engineers in local industry and the opportunity to pursue graduate students' degrees via the off-campus studies program?
Yes, the local students, right in close, we found a way to let them come to the campus to take their classes. And so that was very, very easy and a very powerful way. When we first started, we did not really have enough students from our first graduating class to properly populate the graduate classes. And so we're not, you got some starting students there, but when you're a brand new program, brand new department, it's not as easy to recruit. And shall we wait here?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
But, well, to continue, many of the local students we just allowed them to take any load they want. If they only want to take one course, they could take one course. If they wanted to take two, they could take two. And probably when we first started out, half the class was students from local companies, GM, Raytheon, EG&G, applied magnetics, whatever. And that was before that for a while this was called the Silicon Coast because of all the software and whatever hardware and software companies that had been created from students that had come here. The place where the true off-campus was the most successful was we sent courses via TV down to Point Mugu, and we sent it up to Vandenberg, but it never hit quite as well there. And then one summer somebody stole the transmitter from the Air Force tower up on Broadcast Peak, and so that was the end of the Vandenberg side of it. But we had a lot of students from Ventura that would take their whole program remotely.
You were recently inducted into the Rec Sports Hall of Fame for your 4 decades of intramural sports leadership and participation. How do you see sports relating to engineering?
Health, mostly. Not physical health and mental health, sanity. I mean, getting the tensions off any sort of sports. Noontime basketball. There was a faculty staff game at noon, and I played regularly there. That's where I ended up I'm no longer playing. As I was I played intramural basketball when I was 70, and the Wednesday after a Tuesday night game, I was playing the noontime game and chasing a man on a fast break, and he wasn't my man, but I was the only one that had a chance to catch up with him, and I wasn't, and I dug down a little deeper and felt my hamstring tear, and that's been the end of basketball, which is too bad. I really loved it, but it's the get together. It was the contact between students, our students, other students. The whole thing was very meaningful and powerful. And the undergrads, our first team was a faculty staff football team, and what the undergrads didn't realize is that I was the only faculty member. The rest were TAs and RAs and things like this, and they challenged us to a game, and we absolutely stomped them at a picnic game. Because he was good. Our quarterback had led Santa Monica City College to the state championship. He could throw the football 70 yards and was the coolest guy I've ever blocked for. So it was good interactions, and a lot of students, undergrads and grads, Jolly Rogers, anybody that wanted to play could play. And we played flag football until the bruises didn't heal from one week to the next. Yeah, I always wondered why all pro linemen would quit. They're all pro, they've been all pro for 8 years, and they quit. And I think I know why.